What's happening, troops? Welcome back to another video here on the SharpDiv channel. Hopefully everybody had a very good weekend. I'm a lot happier than I was last weekend, let me just tell you that. Rangers beat Kilmarnock 2-0. Went in at half time at 0-0, having created some chances. Definitely better than the week before versus Livingston, but still you're maybe a wee bit nervous still getting in at 0-0. But when we came out in the second half, big Roof, or Roffy, I pity the guy that has to go tell Jimmy Bell. Anyway, he had a big opportunity with a header. Really good delivery again from Barisic and a great header that came off the post. But right after that, the ball gets whipped in by that man, Barisic again, right at the foot of Roof, and some really nice movement to cut back, and he's put it into the side of the net. Then the second goal comes from the man that we will be talking about in this video, Ryan Kent. A delicious little pass to the side from Tavernier. Usually he would try and blast that and maybe it would go the crossbar or whatever, but nice and composed, just passes it to Ryan Kent, who's in fine form, and he just passes it in the net, and that was game, set and match to Glasgow Rangers. So, of course, as you can tell by the title, we will be speaking about the man Ryan Kent. Steven Gerrard confirmed in a press conference last week that Leeds United, who have been newly promoted to the Premier League, have shown interest and had a bid rejected. Numerous people have said it's somewhere in the region of £10 million, and Steven Gerrard said that that's way off of their valuation for the player. I remember when Rangers were trying to sign Kent after a very successful first season at the club on loan from Liverpool. Leeds were the team that were sniffing around him as well, and Bielsa was obviously the manager, so he's had him in his transfer targets and had his eye on Ryan Kent for a wee while. And when he's blistered in start to the season, there's no surprise that there's teams interested in his services. Now, of course, now Ryan Kent is going into his third season at Rangers and his second season legitimately as a Rangers player after we bought him for £7.5 million from Liverpool. Tricky player, get blistered in pace, great skills, and he's adding finishing to his game as well now, which is absolutely class. When Jurgen Klopp spoke about Ryan Kent in the past, he said that his biggest strength was one-on-one with defenders, and we have seen that numerous times at Rangers. Kenty always shows up in the big games and the Old Firm matches. That's where he's really caught the eye. His first big moment in an Old Firm match came at Parkhead. He likes a wee game there, doesn't he? And it was when Rangers went down to 10 men, they were getting beat. He gets the ball in the middle of the box, leaves their defenders for dust and puts it in the back of the net to equalise. It is a game that Rangers went on to lose, but he showed in that game that he is a big game player and he can show up when it matters. In the biggest game in Scotland of them all, in the Old Firm, and he bagged his first goal. That wasn't his only good performance in Old Firms. In the following year, he absolutely retired Mikael Lustig, who went hobbling down the tunnel at half time. That was a game that Rangers won 1-0. Ryan Jack scored the goal and he was on fire that day. But still possibly missing that wee bit of end product in front of goal and finishing by himself, but he set up Ryan Jack beautifully for the goal that won the football match. Then his best performance probably against Celtic was in the one where Rangers won 2-1 a year later. Borna Barisic is running down the wing, he cuts it back to Ryan Kent and he smashes it in with his left foot into the back of the net, and he was sensational that day as well. My favourite performance from Ryan Kent was away versus Braga, where he had so much pressure on him because last season maybe he didn't live up to the expectations, but he went away in a game with a lot of pressure on Rangers and him. Personally, some people were saying he should be dropped, this and that. He goes through and goal and he scores a winning goal with the left foot as well. Now, I'm just going to quickly address some of the talk that is going on today. Some outlets have reported that he's keen to leave Rangers, but he certainly didn't look like that when he came off the park versus Kilmarnock. So I think that is absolute bullshit. But something that we cannot dispute is the fact that there was a £10 million bid rejected and he's firmly in Leeds' sights. And who would blame them for the start of the season that they have had? Even Steven Gerrard said in the press conference, "I'm not soft, I'm not stupid, I realise the power of Leeds now that they are a Premier League team. I get it." But what I like about Gerrard, and what I know he isn't, is a pushover. There's no way that a club is coming in and telling him what to do. Obviously, every single player has got their price, especially in Scottish football, because we're a slave to the money until things change, until things get better. But he's not going to just let his prized possession go off for absolute pennies. Rangers, if he is to move on, will get a very, very handsome fee. Personally, I think it would be daft for Rangers to let him go because with the way that this season has started, he is going to be the key player for us this season. He's been incredible in pretty much every single game. Even in the Livingston game where Rangers dropped points, he was brilliant. He was probably our best player. He was picking up the ball in positions. He was trying to make stuff happen when nobody else was trying to make anything happen, and he was the one getting the chances. And if he continues this season to get the amount of chances that he's getting, there's no doubt that by the end of next season, maybe this bid that has come in for Leeds is going to double or triple. So in such an important season, Rangers just can't let this player go, and I don't think Steven Gerrard will either, unless it's an incredible amount of money. And unfortunately, the Premier League is just full of the boodle. So there's reports saying that they could double his wage to 50 grand a week. They can do this, they can do that, but at the end of the day, Rangers will not let this player go without a fight. The gaffer sent out an absolute warning out to Leeds. If you want this player, you better spend big. And I love that, because too many times in Scottish football, other clubs for other leagues will just come and pick our players for pennies. We need to stop selling them for peanuts, and I think we are going in the right direction with that now. I asked you guys on Instagram how much you think Ryan Kent is actually worth, and the average answer was probably somewhere in the region of 15 to 20 million. Some were saying 25, some were saying 30. Some Celtic fans chipped in with a wee bit less. We'll not say them because it's embarrassing, but some of the best responses that I thought that we got was those that said he was priceless, especially for this season of football. And I tend to agree with you. I do not want to see Ryan Kent leave Rangers during this window. But that's going to do us for this video, just a light-hearted one, speaking about some of the good times that we have seen from Ryan Kent, some of the memories in the old firm and in Europe as well, and hopefully many more to come this season, because as I said before, he started brilliantly. I've been SharpDiv, you've been yourself, and I'm out.